You see, I got to take a time out here. There's all kind of different laughter. Now, there's the laughter I'm talking about, that funny, kind of clear your system laughter. But then there's that uneasy laughter, right? Somebody tells a joke that's not quite appropriate, or we're a little nervous and anxious and we have that uneasy laughter. I'm not real sure about this situation with Abraham and Sarah, whether that was that uneasy laughter or that belly laughter, but I guarantee you God was laughing because he thought it was funny. And then he goes and talks to Sarah. Sarah, you're going to have a baby. And she laughs. So what did God tell them to name their child? He laughs. There's all kind of stuff in the Bible. There's all kind of puns. There's all kind of play on words. If we understand the original language, there is so much funny stuff in the Bible. There's all these embedded jokes that unfortunately, after the Bible has been translated so many times into so many ways that we just don't get. But trust me, it's funny. We think about Jesus and his disciples. We think about the fact that they hung out together in ministry for 3 years. Do you think that everything was just all business related? I got to imagine as they're traveling around, as Jesus is preaching and teaching, they probably just hung out and told some jokes. Jesus, that was funny today. You're out preaching. That person was stumbling around out in the crowd and knocked somebody over, and they thought a spirit had gotten into them. Y'all ever heard the Mississippi Squirrel Revival song? Go listen to that one. Think about that happening out on the hillside during one of Jesus' sermons. Some animal gets loose and nobody knows what it is, and they think it's the Spirit of God moving among them. A friend of mine gave me this. Some of you have been to my office and you know that I'm slow to get everything unpacked. It's sitting on the wall yet, so it was easy to bring in, but hopefully this week it'll be on the wall. Have you ever seen a portrait of Jesus like that? Have you ever thought about Jesus smiling and laughing? He was a little boy. He loved to laugh. There's nothing better. I'm telling you, no better laughter in the world than the belly laugh of a child. Children find humor in all kinds of ways and in all kinds of things. Children see the world as it was created for us, to enjoy, to celebrate, to laugh at and with. I was working on my doctor of ministry degree up in D.C., and I took a class on creativity. And one afternoon, the professor said, all right, we're done today. We're going to the National Zoo. And the rest of our afternoon, your job is to find animals being creative, to watch them at play, to see how they interact, to find out what makes them tick. So we rode the metro to the National Zoo, and we just walked around and watched the animals. They're funny to watch. Their habits are amusing. What's even funnier is to think about what they're thinking of us as we're looking through the glass at them. I got news for you. I won't lump all the rest of you into this, but just when I don't think God has a sense of humor, I go look in the mirror. God's funny. There's no doubt about it. Now, I've got some really bad biblical jokes. Do you know that in the Bible they talk about automobiles? It's true. You remember that part of the Bible? It says they were all in one accord. Yeah, see? Now, that's the kind of laughter that I was looking for. That's where I wanted to go. Those bad jokes that you had to laugh because it's funny. But you think about it, that preacher, that's just bad humor, bad preacher joke. But it's funny. There's some others like that, but I'll have to tell you later outside of here because we're in church right now. Here's my challenge to us. How is it that we can make our way through life and take ourselves seriously but not too seriously? How is it we can think about the church being a place where people don't come just to find out all the ways and all the things that we don't live up to God's expectations? How is it that sometimes we can be a place where we come and we laugh at ourselves and we think about the many ways that God has let us be just who we are, to do the fun things that God has created us to do? I love to laugh. I love to enjoy the company of friends. I love to be joyful. There's all kind of ways to think about humor. One of the latest weight loss trends are these laughing places. Have you heard about this? People literally go to places and they just laugh. And you think about it. Have you ever gone and heard a comedian and you've laughed so hard that your stomach hurt? There's a reason for that. When you laugh, you contract your abdominal muscles in your core. We've been there. When you go to visit someone in the hospital who's been sick or has surgery, don't make me laugh because it hurts. But that same thing that hurts because of that surgery also has the power to heal. Because in laughing, we engage our muscles, our face lights up, our lips curl up instead of down, our body engages in a series of motions and movements that gives us energy and makes us full of life. Now, I don't know if you can laugh yourself skinny. I remember my papa up in Chattanooga. He had one. You remember those big old belt thingies? Little vibrating belts, and you just sit there and you'd wrap the belt around your belly and turn it on and it would just shake you. I'm thinking trying to laugh yourself skinny is not a whole lot different than trying to stand on a platform with a belt wrapped around your waist and trying to shake yourself skinny. But I love this quote. The clearest connection of laughter to weight loss is that depression, boredom, and loneliness are the gigantic reasons why people eat gigantic quantities of trash and fatness. Let me read that again. I didn't do that too well. The clearest connection of laughter to weight loss is that depression, boredom, and loneliness are the gigantic reasons why people eat gigantic quantities of trash and fatness. It's also the reason people become lethargic and lock themselves in their homes, isolate themselves from family and friends. In the process, their body deteriorates. This gentleman named Patch Adams that we've heard of, who founded the Gesundheit Institute, which works to bring fun and creativity to healthcare, says this: it's not really laughter that is a great power, but the life that leads to laughter and the readiness to laugh at things that makes a difference. It's not really laughter that is the great power, but the life that leads to laughter and the readiness to laugh at things that makes a difference. We've got to be willing and ready to laugh when things are funny. We've got to be able to poke fun at ourselves in appropriate ways. We've got to be able to help those around us in times of desperation and need at the appropriate time, when time is right, to help them laugh again. God certainly thinks things are funny. God certainly understands why laughter is important. God named Sarah and Abraham's child, He laughs. There's all kind of funny stuff if we want to look for it. There's a lot of serious stuff in the world. As I started this sermon off, I said part of the reason we need to laugh is because of those serious times in life, those times in life that challenge us and discourage us.